Hello everyone, thought I would do a beer video. That time of week, time of night, I don't know what I'm saying, fuck, it's a bad start to this video. Oh, okay, anyway, yeah, I just typed out a big long rant on Facebook, something really pissed me off and I thought I just need a beer. So it's another one from Germany that Lifeguard sent me, the YouTuber Lifeguard. They got it at a festival, and it's another one of these 5.0 original. It's I guess this is the lager one. I think the other one was a pilsner and this is a lager. I think that's what you said in your letter, but I didn't really know. I don't know the difference between a pilsner and a lager. I thought they were pretty much the same thing. So anyway, I'm gonna crack it open. I actually did a bit more research after the last video of drinking the pilsner one, of what this beer company, like what it's all about, and the writing, which I translated on the last video, but it didn't really translate it very well, and I couldn't really make head nor tail of it. I went on like Wikipedia and stuff, and it's quite an interesting thing. It's just known in Germany as cheap beer. It's like the cheap beer that you can buy. So I think it's really nice. But well, I'm gonna pour it out in this Carlsberg glass. It's got one of them things on the bottom that's supposed to make lagers more keep their fizz or keep the head, and it's got a nice refreshing shape to it, and it's been so warm today, it's ridiculous. It's still boiling hot in the house at like gone midnight. I don't know what time it is. Oh, it has a funny smell. It smells nice. Just had quite an aroma to it, which I don't think you get with a lot of lagers over here. Just like a beery smell, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, there's a nice glass that in it, and the whole can just fits in it perfectly. Cool, let's have a try. Pretty decent. A bit watery, slightly. Look at the fizz going outside the glass there. Beautiful. A lot more head on it than the last one, and less sort of wheaty. It wasn't like a wheat beer, the last one, but it had like a bready taste to it, you know, yeasty taste almost. So it's got less of that. It's more sort of, I don't know, more. I don't know. I fucking knows. I don't know what I'm saying. I just want to drink a beer, really. I don't even know what I can say about it. Oh yeah, the beer. I looked on Wikipedia, and apparently they like keep this beer extremely cheap by never advertising it, like on TV and stuff, and something else, some other thing that keeps it cheap. I think it's like they have their own vans driving it out to places or something, and also they automate the entire brewing process almost, which is kind of bad, I suppose. I mean, there's quite a lot of jobs probably been given out to beer robots making this stuff, but it also provides the people who haven't got a job in the brewery with extremely cheap beer to buy. All the jobless with really cheap beer, so kind of good idea. I don't know if it would work over in this country because well, one, we've got really mass-produced beer anyway, and it's not that cheap, and two, there's a lot of like taxation, and it depends on the strength of the beer. I don't really know how it works, but I know it works out that we don't really get very cheap beer unless it's like 2% or something, whereas this, I think, 5.2%. So yeah, I don't think it would work over here. It would still be expensive. Because English people aren't responsible drinkers. We can't be trusted with cheap beer, apparently. Ah. Yeah, anyway, I was going to talk about the thing that pissed me off on Facebook, because on my Channel Fudge Facebook page, I follow a lot of like pro-cannabis things. I'm very pro-cannabis, you know. I'd love to see it legalized, and you know, I support any sort of people trying to do that, the cannabis clubs and things. But I just feel like sometimes the things they share on there is such rubbish. Like the one thing that pissed me off, it was like the FDA won't approve cannabis, which has been shown to cure so many types of cancer, but they will approve chemotherapy, which is poison, invented such and such. It was something like they invented during mustard gas tests or something. I don't know if that's true, but it's so stupid. It's like these people read a blog or something online, and they think they're like medical professionals, and they just tell people to not get a treatment, a cancer treatment that could save their lives, thinking they're doing this good thing. Like, I think there has been some studies done on cannabis and cancer and shown that it possibly could be used as a treatment, but there's nowhere near what they seem to think, this conclusive evidence. It's not been tested enough to really say for sure. And you know, I definitely think if I got cancer again, I would definitely just make myself a big batch of Rick Simpson's oil and use it just in a chance, because there's a lot of anecdotal evidence that it has cancer curing properties, and I would definitely use it. I think it's pretty much harmless as a substance to use, and I just think it's worth a try. I enjoy cannabis, so I wouldn't like avoid it, and I would recommend it to people to give it a go. And if anything, even if it doesn't work, it's definitely, from my own personal experience, has a lot of like pain relief properties. Like, without a doubt, you know, I've had times where I couldn't move. I twisted my back so badly I couldn't move, and cannabis just took the pain away straight away. So if you're going through some treatment, the pain relief alone would be fantastic for that. But it's this idea that you should have like use cannabis as a replacement for a traditional treatment, which I think that's just... Who are these people telling us this? They're not. They haven't had any medical training. It's like, what's it to them? Like, surely your doctor, when you go to the doctor and they've been in medical school for years and years and years, is gonna know. I hate this idea that chemotherapy is some kind of big scam that they're trying to push on people and purposely poison people. And I've just heard this so many times, and it's like, how come cancer survival rates are rising year on year? How come they're getting better and better at treating it and identifying it and finding the right treatments? I don't get this thing. It really pisses me off. Random people on the internet telling people not to get, or like telling them a certain thing which might actually save their life, which doctors have been studying for years and years, like chemotherapy and radiotherapy, and you know, they know that this works, telling them that it's poison. And well, chemotherapy is a poison. It poisons the cancer. I mean, it does poison your body, but you know, it's the reason why it's such a strong, powerful drug. It needs to kill this terrible thing that you've got. But it's like this idea that it doesn't do anything, it's just gonna kill you. It's so stupid. Like, where do these people get off? It just really pisses me off, and I think it's a real low point in cannabis, like the promotion of it. I think this sort of idea that it's people sort of pushing it as a sort of quack drug, a quack cure, that they don't really know for sure that it actually works. And I've had loads of people on like in comments and things, people I know on through YouTube and stuff, tell me that it worked for them. I'm not meaning to sort of downplay that. I definitely believe that it has some, at least has a potential curing properties, but it's not so definite that you can just give up the treatments that the doctors are giving you. I think it's so dangerous telling people that on the internet when you just don't know. That's my problem with that group of people, and it sort of happens in loads of groups online. I see basically, like, using the example of cannabis activism and the people who sort of share this stuff on Facebook groups and things, is that occasionally there'll be a study come out and it'll say something like cannabis causes schizophrenia or causes mental problems, and they will go through this research with a fine-tooth comb and they will analyse it and they will debunk it and really, look into the facts behind it. As soon as a study comes out showing that cannabis could cure, or not even a study, it could be like a headline in a newspaper, cannabis can cure cancer, cannabis cures such and such. There's from the people sharing it on their Facebook page or whatever, they never like look at it, they never look at the facts, they never like analyse it in the same way they analyse a sort of any negative press that cannabis gets. I think if you're going to be serious about it, you've got to actually look skeptically at the things that even if it sounds like positive press for cannabis, you can't just believe it. You've got to really look at it, and I don't know if I'm getting across what I mean to say. I think when people see something that they want to believe, they'll believe it no matter what. They won't look at the facts as good as as closely as they will when something goes against what they want to believe. They'll look at that much more closely just so they can debunk it. I've seen quite a lot of things they share where it says about cannabis curing cancer, and you look at the articles and you look at the studies that they're linking to, and a lot of times it doesn't say that. It says like it might do. It has another thing is when they talk about something in a lab conditions killing cancer cells. What they're talking about a lot of time is if they get cancer cells in a petri dish and they put something on it and that kills the cancer cells. But you can't go from that evidence to go to, I can just consume, because you could get a petri dish, put some cancer cells in there, pour bleach on it, and that might kill it. But does that mean then you could go drink a bottle of bleach and that'll cure you of cancer? Not really, but people seem to make that jump from research cancer, lab condition cancer curing possibilities of cannabis to then consuming large amounts of cannabis will cure you of cancer. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of jumping to conclusions, and as someone who loves cannabis, wants to see it promoted, and someone who has survived cancer, I would absolutely recommend and sort of promote any research into the possibility that it can be used as a cure for cancer. But I just hate to see this stuff pushed where it's just quack nonsense. It's like people think that they can just stop having chemotherapy and start having Rick Simpson's oil and they'll be magically cured. Whereas I think if you look at the actual evidence, that isn't the case a lot of the time. I don't know. If you've got any different opinion on that, feel free to share. I'm not gonna get annoyed at people disagreeing with me or whatever. But a lot of the times people have linked me to things that say this. It's always some conspiracy thing. It's the same sort of websites that share stuff about chemtrails and the New World Order and stuff. It's like, You know, I don't know. But that is the same for any group of people who talk about things like there's a lot how there's like popular the YouTube trend at the moment. There's a lot of feminist YouTubers and there's a lot of anti-feminist YouTubers, and they kind of go at each other in videos. It's quite entertaining, but they're all both sides of that camp are guilty of that. Any news stories that go against their own sort of ideals, they'll analyse carefully. Where anything which goes towards what they want to, whatever argument they want to do, they'll just share without really looking at the evidence. I don't know. Same with conspiracy theorists, and people who believe in like the paranormal and stuff. It's the same thing really. It happens a lot. I think everyone's guilty of it, me included. I don't know. Bit of a random rant for this video. I don't know why. I don't know. I just got pissed off and wanted to talk about it in some sort of length on a video, and I thought maybe a booze and talk, because I haven't really got anything else to talk about this week. Watching more British Empire. It's an excellent show. That's it. I got a new oven. Fiance bought a new oven from John Lewis, because it was the only place that would order in any length of time before next month or something. So I've got a nice new oven. That's about the most exciting thing that's happened all week. So yeah, you can see why I didn't talk about my week on this video. Just went on a rant about things on YouTube, on Facebook. Sorry. Anyway, I'm gonna finish this beer. Very nice. Thank you, lifeguard. I'm about to call you Seagull. Then I don't know why. Lifeguard, Seagull, all came into my head. Yeah. Excellent. There's not much to say about this. It's a nice lager. It's decent. It's as lagers go. There's good ones and there's bad ones, and this is a fairly decent one. But other than that, there's not a great deal to say about it. It's nice, and I do like what the company, the idea of the company sort of making this really cheap beer, and it's like a good beer, but it's also really cheap. It's a good idea. Yeah. But anyway, what do you think about what I've said? Maybe chemotherapy is a big scam. I know from my personal experience, doctors have been very reluctant to give me chemotherapy, and people kept telling me that doctors just want to push it on people because it's like they get money from it or something like that. But they had told me from the beginning, you know, if we think you don't need it, we're not going to give it to you, and we'll give you like surgery and stuff. So I don't know. I don't want to go on another rant anyway. Just feel free to disagree or whatever. I'm not going to get mad about it. It's just I find a lot of stuff on Facebook to be a bit stupid sometimes. Should stop going on there really. Anyway, alright, thanks for watching and see you later.